Welcome back to Whispers Beyond Time. I'm Elias Nocturne. In this second episode, we journey into one of the most haunting spiritual symbols in the history of Western religion, the Grail, and the long shadow it casts across the ages. Our journey begins in a forgotten monastery nestled in the mountains of Ariège, southern France. There, hidden in a stone crevice behind an ancient altar, a strange manuscript was discovered. The parchment, brittle at the edges, still bore a clear symbol, a six-petaled rose layered over a triple circle. Beneath it, a line of ancient Latin read, "Sanguis est veritas." The blood is the truth. There was no explanation, no known author, yet the manuscript was quietly transferred to Rome and vanished. No records, no response. Only one question remained, bleeding through the centuries. The Grail. Is it truly a holy chalice, or something the world has never dared to name for what it is? More than a legend, a living symbol. The Grail is not merely a legend, not merely a sacred object. It is a living symbol, a doorway into the deepest layers of faith, awakening, and concealment. But the real question is, why? For thousands of years, from the Knights Templar to postmodern scholars, have people clung so fiercely to a symbol that is not even mentioned in the Bible. What is it about the Grail that makes it worth dying for? Is it because the Grail is a powerful object, or because it threatens the structure of traditional faith with a truth too dangerous to be acknowledged?
The buried truth. Echoes from early Christianity. To understand the Grail, we must turn back to the early 4th century. In 325 AD, at the Council of Nicaea, Emperor Constantine summoned the first bishops of Christianity to unify doctrine. That moment saw many texts removed from the Bible, including Gospels such as Thomas, Philip, and Mary Magdalene. These texts, known as the Apocryphal Gospels, painted a radically different picture of Jesus, more human, more metaphorical, and profoundly focused on the inner light within each person. Not through intermediaries, not through rituals, but through direct experience, a grail within the soul itself. Yet these writings were not lost, only buried. Until 1945, when an Egyptian farmer accidentally unearthed the Nag Hammadi library near an ancient town in the desert. Among the scrolls was a line from the Gospel of Thomas, "The light is within you, and it will save you. If you do not recognize that light, you dwell in darkness, and you become the darkness." To some scholars, that sentence defines the very essence of the Grail. It speaks to a profound shift in perspective, away from external salvation and towards an internal awakening. However, the Grail is not merely a metaphysical concept. According to many European legends, the Grail was once a physical object, a chalice that held the blood of Christ during the crucifixion. This is the image most commonly associated with the legend, solidified through centuries of chivalric tales and religious art. But in other versions, it was not a cup at all, but a woman who carried that blood away from Jerusalem, leaving behind descendants and a secret. This intriguing alternative suggests a lineage, a hidden knowledge passed down through generations rather than a single relic. Some researchers, such as Margaret Starbird, have shown that in medieval manuscripts, the Grail is not simply a physical vessel, but a symbol of the womb, of life itself, of the divine feminine energy that early Christianity sought to suppress. This interpretation suggests a deliberate reshaping of religious narratives, where feminine spiritual power was downplayed or demonized. The Grail, in this context, becomes a silent protest, a lingering echo of what was lost. And thus, the Grail shifted from a sacred symbol to a theological threat. "Behold, the kingdom of God is within you." Luke 17:21. That verse, from the lips of Jesus himself, unlocks another view of the Grail. If the divine kingdom lies within each person, then the Grail, the ultimate sacred object, cannot reside in gemstones or relics, but must exist as a state of inner awakening. A realization that no one can save you, but you. It speaks to self-reliance, to the inherent capacity for spiritual enlightenment within each individual. Likewise, in Buddhism, the Dhammapada says, "By oneself is evil done. By oneself is one purified. No one can purify another." Dhammapada 160. Though separated by language, religion, and continents, both messages seem to converge. The Grail is not to be found, but to be remembered. It is not outside, it is within. And to access it, one must have the courage to walk through doubt, systems of control, and face the self. This journey is often arduous, requiring introspection and a willingness to challenge established beliefs. Today, even in a modern world drenched in technology and information, the Grail lingers silently in popular culture, like an unhealed collective memory. From Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade to the Da Vinci Code, the Grail is always the ultimate goal, but never the true destination. It is the journey, the lesson, the awakening. These stories, though fictional, tap into a primal human yearning for meaning and discovery, reflecting our ongoing fascination with hidden truths and profound insights. Have you ever seen a symbol, a circle embracing a six-petaled rose, a gaze hidden behind an ancient statue, a recurring image in your dreams? Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Hebrews 13:2. Symbols are whispers from the sacred realm sent to you. They are subtle clues, often overlooked, guiding us towards deeper understanding. Are you listening? Whatever the Grail is, it still endures, not as a chalice, not as an ancient secret, but as a mirror, for you to glimpse your soul again. It reminds us that the greatest mysteries are often found not in distant lands or forgotten texts, but within the depths of our own being. What does the symbol of the Grail whisper to you?